we've got an 8th anniversary part 2 tier list where they've Zenkai'd Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the Bojack movie, and this guy has shaken up the game quite a bit. Here's some things to consider for the tier list. We're gonna have legend rarity characters at 10 stars. We're gonna have ultra characters also at 10 stars. We're gonna have legends limited at 9 stars, and we're gonna have sparkings at 14 stars. If you invest in these characters, you saved and you went in just for this character, the assumption is you'd be able to get them at least to this star level. But besides from that, let me know you guys' thoughts on the tier list once you get to the end of the video and you've heard all my thoughts, as you're entitled to your own opinion. Let's get into this. So as per usual, we start at the bottom and build our way up. So we have the fan service and the honorable mentions. I make these tier lists on stream live, so there's a lot of people in the chat and they have input. So the fan service is just characters that aren't actually gonna make the top 10 list in any capacity, but they're characters that people like and they deserve some screen time just because somebody likes them. They wouldn't get mentioned otherwise. So if there's a character you like here, hey, they made the list just because. But the honorable mentions, for some people, not me, for some people, they could make your 10th spot, and I'm not gonna argue with you per se because it's not that serious. You know, 1 or 2 places doesn't mean the whole tier list can be invalid in most cases. But for example here, I think a lot of people might want to argue for Ultra Soda Hop Trunks, they might want to argue for Shalette, they might want to argue for Cell, you know, and if they felt that these characters were 10th on the list, that's their list. But I have my 10. Oh, my headphone fell off, and you guys will see that as we go through the list. But that's the fan service and honorable mentions. There's not much more to say. It's pretty much simple and straightforward. Let's get into this. Right, so at number 10, we've got Legend Super Vegito. Now, Legend Super Vegito is still pretty good. He does a high amount of damage. His defenses are pretty good as well, but he can still get taken out. They're not the best because he's a very offensive heavy unit, but he does have endurance and the buff cancellation to keep him alive. That's great, right? Overall, that's all his pros. But just in comparison to the rest of the list and in terms of what he's able to offer on a team in terms of synergy, it's just not the best. If you're using this guy, you're probably going to use him with Ultra Gogeta Blue, but you don't have a strong third, and your third main one would be Shalette. Yes, you can use the leader slot option and then mix up the team a bit, but then you'd be basically sacking off the equipment, and any other variation of a team that you can do that with is simply just better without Legend Super Vegito. So he's someone you would use right now if you don't have anybody above. So it's not that he's per se bad, it's just that there's people that are better than him when we're really getting into the nitty gritty of the higher ranks and team synergy elements, all of these factors that make the meta what it is. Unfortunately, Fusion Warriors just doesn't have a strong core trio. Yes, you can run him on Saiyans, but again, there's other options that could be used over him, which is why he's at the 10th spot. There's nothing more I can really attribute to Super Vegito. I gave you his pros. Vanish back 1v3 demon. He's gonna hit ultimate artist 2 in a game potentially. AoE blocks are useful as well, especially against the 2 Gohans who are relevant right now. But besides from that, you want consistency and reliability, so you need your whole team to be stabilized. So I can't put Legend Super Vegito higher than 10, unfortunately, but I still do think he's good and can be used on the same level in some cases as the guys above him. But if we're really getting into what matters, yeah, he's not going higher than 10, but that's Legend Super Vegito. Now, on paper, Pan being above Legend Super Vegito looks insane, especially if you compare things in a 1v1 basis. But if you guys don't know, meta implies most effective tactic available. That's what the acronym stands for. And when you consider Pan, you have to consider who else is being used in the meta right now, and simply the partners Pan has just outright do a better job to make a full working team than what Super Vegito has to offer and who he can connect with right now in the meta. Pan is a great, and I mean great, support unit for hybrid Saiyans, and when one of the top dogs of the game, multiple top dogs of the game are hybrid Saiyans, we have Trunks and Gohan, we have Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and we have the other Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Literally, Pan can be indispensable on a team, supporting, making them do insane amount of damage, but also being able to break combo with her disrupt. Generally, she can be used as a useful option in some, like in comparison to Legend Super Vegito. They can be on the same tier, but it's just that Pan is specifically there for defenses and nothing else. You're not out there using her to land the ultimate art, even though that can help you out in a few cases. That's not your mindset when you're using her. You're putting her as the support factor on your team to give your team that extra edge and also break the combos of defensive end, so your offensive units can do what they do. And when you think about Pan like that, she becomes an absolute star in her role, and that's why she's positioned 9 above Legend Super Vegito. Will she age better than Legend Super Vegito? Honestly, it's impossible in my eyes, but she's going to be an attribute and a good asset to hybrid Saiyans right now, keeping her high. You can also use her on movies if you wanted to as well. The support's not as great, but it's still something that you could have, which actually gives her more versatility overall than Super Vegito as well. So that's why she's at number 9. Not much more I want to say about her, but you know, all those reasons justify it. Element is questionable too, but you know, like I said, she's being paired with the top dog, so you can't avoid that. Now at number 8, we've got legendary Super Saiyan Broly. His platinum equipment gave him stock, and honestly it's the similar situation like it was before, but the issue is it's just a bit more risky to use him right now. So his damage is good, right? His defenses are okay. Cons: no survivability, nothing to tank or disrupt. He can easily get blitzed. But on the offensive end, Broly gives you an opportunity for him to become potentially the most dangerous unit in the game. Seriously, if Broly kills one person that he's fighting against, that means they only have 2 people left. His mechanic, it doesn't even need to be him, it's just if his team kills somebody on another team, his mechanic will then become the most powerful thing in the game, because his mechanic stops you from being able to cover change and save whoever's in front of him, and his combo potential is already so high that if that happens, waiting another 10 timer counts while he's comboing is not going to be it's not reasonable. You're not going to be able to survive in that time, and you're going to get killed by Broly. If not Broly, somebody else. You know, he has allies as well, so it's really just his mechanic which kind of makes him a one-trick pony, but it can be the thing that makes or breaks a game. But using him, you're also having to consider if you make a mistake, it could be your life gone just like that. With the amount of damage Hybrid Saiyans does, the amount of damage Future does, and just in general the active gauge exists with Ultra Gogeta Blue, so there's a lot of ways to easily bypass and counter him. But when he's on the offensive end, he's good. But because it's just the offensive end where he's good, you can't really place him higher than where he is right now. But yeah, you could use him like he's a top tier, but you have to be wary of any mistakes that you could make, because he can just get snapped just like that. His element as well is pretty good for right now, and I'd also say the teams he can be run on, Saiyans and movies, are very popular teams right now, so he's going to be pretty fine. Powerful opponents too. But yeah, that's legendary Super Saiyan Broly. I think for him it's just very transparent that offensively he's great, defensively he'll be a liability, and he can fit on teams with pretty decent guys as well. So he's in a position where he's good, but the guys above him are just much better, and it's going to be very clear as we're going along. Now at number 7, we've got Legend Broly. Still here. I was actually thinking of moving him out of the list, honestly, when Gohan got his Zenkai, and day 1, it really felt like this Broly had no chance against Gohan. He had no chance. But testing and playing and seeing people use him and even trying him out myself, you can see that Broly is definitely a playstyle that I don't prefer, but like if you did play for the way his kit is built, you can get amazing results. The floating game is something you're gonna have to run, and we've seen units like this in PvP in recent times. Gohan is the biggest example where defensively he's a liability, but if his gauge can work in your favor, you win. With Broly, he's not a liability defensively because he's going to heal a lot, he can tank, and he has survivability, which makes him leagues above Gohan, and then his mechanic to transform will keep him alive and in the running for a long amount of time. Being green as well, he's type advantage against blues, and there's a lot of solid reds right now, so people are trying to run blues, specifically Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and the Xenoverse 2 Goku Black Rose. So Broly can get some stock in that aspect. There are purples that can take him out too, but this is a 3v3 game, and in the same way he's being hunted, he's also doing some hunting, but his defenses can keep him alive for the team. He also has nice synergy with guys, powerful opponents, sagas from the movie, Saiyans, any of those 3 teams, versatility, you can run him and get great results. So I think his position is more like, don't slip up because there are a lot of purples that are threatening him, but he's an asset because there's a lot of blues that he can threaten, and also depending on how you want to play the game, which again I want to emphasize, it's not my preferred playstyle. I don't want to just sit and glide and things like that, but if you utilize him correctly, I've seen some great players that I fought against, and like I said, I just said I disliked playing Broly. Other guys play Broly and they can have me in a rut just because they're gliding, and they use that as a countermeasure as well. So I know they're gliding, so it's either I pop the transformation or I just leave him there and try catch him out, but in that same space they will try catch me out. So yeah, you can get priorities with him while playing defensive, using your 2 other allies, but him as the starting point because nobody wants to break his transformations. So that's Broly, Legend Broly at number 7. He's still pretty good, honestly. He maybe is on the decline, as we can see he's already at 7. Will he be out by part 3 completely? Who knows? But right now you can still use him and get solid results. So he's my number 7. We are now at 5 and 6, and it's the first and only interchangeable on the list. So we've got the Zenkai Super Saiyan 2 Bojack Gohan Legends Limited, and we've also got the Super Saiyan Goku Black Rose. I don't know why they say that. I said the full name. His platinum equipment made him insane. We've got them at 5 and 6. If you have Goku Black at 5, that's fine. If you have Gohan at 5, that's fine. But they're not going higher than that. But I think they can perform at a similar level for different reasons. It will be much more apparent once we get to the 4, 3, 2, and 1. But generally speaking, let's start with Gohan. So Gohan, he has a lot of things that make him a liability. So he's very powerful, but at the same time, I think overrated. He doesn't have any cover changes. He doesn't have blast armor. He doesn't have disrupt. And that holds him back in this day and age a lot. He's like a farmer, but he just produces good crops, but at a slow rate. Literally, that's like an analogy I can give you. He will give you the food, the crops that you want. But, you know, there's other, you know, fields that can just do it with great machinery. You know, they're not doing it manually. Gohan is so prehistoric. How do you not have one cover change? How do you not have strike, blast arm on your strikes? That's insane. But you see that blue card post transform, if that hits you, it's kicking off. And his support layer for the team is very, very good. And his build-up of damage is very, very good while having the explosive green to start combos easily. That's all in favor to help hybrid Saiyans and sagas from the movies. So I think he's in a good position. Also, element-wise, there aren't many yellows that can be run in this meta. With that being said, we're going into Goku Black Rose. And speaking of that, he is a yellow, which gives him a lot of stock. Not just countering this Gohan, but one of the best, if not the best unit in the game, Gohan and Trunks, half purple. So him being yellow is almost indispensable. He does insane damage off that platinum equipment, and he also tanks. So he's an overall versatile character and can also be used on great teams. You're going to see him on powerful opponents. You're going to see him on Saiyans. You're going to see him on God Key. That is all great. And I missed out Future, which is easily his best team right now, I'd argue anyways. Attacking those purples, it's almost indispensable to use him. The disrupt he's got, the defenses he's got, survivability he's got, and the buff cancellations he's got. He's pretty much in a position where he's getting carried by his stats, and it's hard to describe. Even though I mentioned all those things, they are kind of easy to work around to a degree, but because his defenses are so high, unless you've simply felt how he feels in PvP, like using him, you'll probably disagree majorly. But I really think he's up there in terms of value and can be attributed to a team as a third, in the same way that this Gohan will be attributed to a team as a third. On movies, he's going to be a third option. On hybrid Saiyans, he's going to be a third option, talking about Gohan. And then on all of his teams, whether it's Future, he's going to be a third option. Whether it's God Key, he's going to be a third option. Whether it's Saiyans, he's going to be a third option, because there are just better characters than him, but he's still able to add value based on his element and what his kit does. And the same way for Gohan, they fill that same role as being the third man on whatever team you're going to use. That's why I can't move them higher than 5 and 6, but I still feel like they're both pretty insane in terms of just damage output. Defenses, Goku Black gets that, but Gohan has the revival as well. So yeah, I also want to mention that Goku Black being yellow is also like a bad side, because there's good reds right now. I already mentioned Broly, but there's obviously also Ultra Gogeta Blue and Gohan and Trunks, and that in itself is putting pressure on him, which is why he's not lower. But if there weren't that many reds, he could easily be higher as well. But yeah, 5 and 6, Super Saiyan 2 Bojack Gohan and the Legends Limited Goku Black. We are now at the number 4 position, and we've got Legends Limited Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I was mentioning this guy in my previous tier list where he wasn't relevant, and I kept repeatedly saying Super Saiyan 2 Gohan individually might be one of the best, if not the best unit in the game right now. His individual kit is crazy, but he had nothing to attribute to him. He's lacking the teams, the infrastructure to make him valuable, but now he has that. But his issue is he still only has one team, and that's just something you can't avoid because he's from the Cell Saga. He only has hybrids. You can leader slot him, but the teams that you'd put him around basically get nerfed, because if it's not hybrid Saiyans, equipment wise, he will hold back the team. Unlike someone like Super Saiyan Gohan from the Bojack movie, he can be movies as well, so you can build a team around movies, so the equipment synergy is just better. With Gohan, even though his kit is all around amazing and to the point where I can put him above Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Goku Black Rose, it's just not enough versatility to get him higher than 4, but it's enough to get him above those two guys. So hopefully that makes sense in regards to that. His element is also good, and he's just supporting one of the best units in the game and doing it on a similar level. On the featured boost, of course, his main ability giving him one of every card, and post transform he gets the blue card and can remove a vanish if the enemy's last stand. Explosive green, his combo potential is insane. His vanish recovery, he's actually just all round great. Like, this kit is actually timeless. As long as he has the defenses and the stats to keep up, he is going to be outrageous for a long time. Number 4, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. There's nothing more to say. He literally just eclipses the rest of the guys. On hybrids, the damage he's gonna hit is outrageous. Running with Pan, you're pushing it even further. Running with Super Saiyan Gohan, the Bojack one, you're pushing him even further, which is not exactly optimal to run with both, but obviously Trunks and Gohan are gonna be his best teammate to push to the heavens. But yeah, he is my number 4. Let's get into number 3. Number 3, we've got Ultra Gogeta Blue. He's been shifted from the number 1 spot. He's no longer the king, at least not to me. Now, it's not that he's got worse, honestly. He's still performing at the exact same level. If you want to run the strikes and blasts, do damage, he's gonna do that. You want to do the green card to go type neutral, he's gonna do that. In the few odd scenarios you want it's futile, it will do damage, he's gonna do that. If you want to active gauge and nuke someone and then the whole team takes AoE damage, he's gonna do that. The issue is with hybrid Saiyans getting a boost and Future also getting a boost, it's now a situation where he can be a liability because he's red. Future have a super strong blue, Xenoverse 2 Rose, and Hybrid Saiyans, which is the team that's getting super buffed right now with Trunks and Gohan and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, can counter him. They can do amazing damage, literally melt Ultra Gogeta Blue. So it's not that Ultra Gogeta Blue is bad, but it's just to the point where synergies are just stronger than what he's providing right now, and you will see that once I mention the 1 and 2 units. But yeah, Ultra Gogeta Blue, he's still a fascinating unit, don't get twisted, and he can perform as if he is the best unit in the game. It's simply that when we're considering the meta, you want to get the best team possible, and Ultra Gogeta Blue, it's not that he can't get you a top tier team, but if we had to think about the best thing you could run right now, I'm not considering him before the top 1 and 2 that I can put together, and you guys will see that. So yeah, he's nice for sure, and I've been using him. I'm a fusion guy, but I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that, yeah, it would be more optimal to run him over my 1 and 2 together, and you guys will see that. So he's my number 3. The meta is moving very fast with Hybrid Saiyans and Future being juiced right now. We have to see what we get in part 3 for it to shift anymore, but yeah, right now it's crazy, it's crazy. So at number 2, we've got the Xenoverse 2 Goku Black Rose. This guy's value has gone to the moon, right? With the reds in the meta right now, we've got Gohan and Trunks, which kind of spoils the number 1, but we'll get to that later. We've got Ultra Gogeta Blue and Red Broly, but he's more on the lower end. But the main 2 I mentioned are top 3, you know? We're gonna need a blue. And one of those reds is the best in the game, individually, right? Just being the best leader slot option, and also has the best synergies with all these characters in the game. Ultra Gogeta Blue has a lot of synergies as well, but the one synergy he's missing out is Future, and also he doesn't touch with Hybrid Saiyan, so that pushes him to the side a bit when there's top contenders around those 2 teams heavily. So Gohan and Trunks, their best partner is literally going to be this guy, because everybody's going to be pushing Gohan and Trunks in PvP. Naturally, you want to counter Gohan and Trunks, and because they also don't have survivability, Rose is going to be your man. If he gets a combo going, ultimate goes out. Hybrid Saiyans as a whole, they are defensively a liability. Bojack Gohan, he not breaking a combo, and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, they both have revival, sure, and this one has revival too, but you know, you're gonna be able to clip him. And then Ultra Gogeta Blue, he's just red, so he's gonna be able to get clipped. And then we don't need to consider other characters like Broly, Yellow Rose, Red Broly as well. They literally work on the same team as him, whether it's powerful opponents or Future. He's literally the most versatile unit after Gohan and Trunks in the game, and he pairs with Gohan and Trunks in the game while performing at the highest tier right now in the game. Like, it's outrageous. You get Goku Black Rose running, so lots of units don't have disrupt, lots of units don't have survivability, and he's blue, so he's not getting countered by anybody green. Subpar Broly, but pretty much the teams that you can run Rose with, they have a purple. You're going to be running him on Saiyans, you got Vegeta. You're going to be running him on Future, you got Gohan and Trunks. You will be fine. Rose, he's easily number 2. If you have him, please use him right now. He'll give you the easiest results you've ever seen. I also didn't even mention he has good disrupt, healing, survivability, and buff cancellation. You can't go wrong with this guy right now, man. He's cooking. He deserves to be shot up, so I've got him at number 2. And for the number 1 spot, finalizing the tier list, it was very obvious because I said it before. We've got Gohan and Trunks. They are my number 1, and I think it's really non-negotiable. Their ability to sneak your endurance out really closes the gap for anybody that's super valuable. And if you want to consider revival layers, they're also a hybrid Saiyan, so they're going to be paired with those same revival guys, Gohan and Gohan. So you're running a hybrid Saiyan team, Gohan and Trunks, 2 element purple red. They share Zenkai buffs with the Bojack Gohan, so you don't even have to think too much. Then you got the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, double revival layer. Gohan and Trunks also in general just do good damage with combo potential. Adding that onto Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, who just presses his main ability and gets a whole deck of cards, one of each. It's outrageous. Aegis. But let's say you wanted to put him somewhere else, you put him on Future. You've got the Xenoverse 2 Rose, now you've got the blue again there, where you get a yellow to counter the purple Bojack Gohan, who's going to be run on Hybrid Saiyans, but you've also got to counter Gohan and Trunks, because you're using Gohan and Trunks, but you're also going to be fighting them because they're just that popular and valuable right now. So yellow Rose is going to be fitting them on Future. You could also leader slot them because they're quite versatile in that aspect. So you could run Ultra Gogeta blue, and you could even run another Fusion Warrior or God Key. So what I've seen people run is literally the top 3. You put Gohan and Trunks in the leader slot, then you make the rest of the team God Key with Xenoverse 2 Rose and Ultra Gogeta blue, the active gauge cycling, the endurance that you can take out with the action, and Rose with his ultimate arts for refilling his gauge. There's just too much versatility. There's so many outputs and options. It's infinite potential on the team with Gohan and Trunks. Like, I'm trying not to glaze them, but literally they are that good, and they boost everybody's attributes on top of being the attribute. It's insane how valuable they are right now, and I'm looking to see how they age. Honestly, not having survivability is a downside. So once their stats actually just like aren't enough and power creep kicks in, they could be a liability. But right now their defenses are good, their disrupt is good, their elements are great. Having 2 is always safer, honestly, because then you have to consider countering 1 unit with 2 units, because most units only have 1 element. Just great unit overall, man. Numerous tags as well. Future, Hybrid Saiyans, Sun Family, Vegeta Clan, because we're probably gonna get a Sun Family unit. I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel like we've got an anniversary without 1 Goku, but we'll see. But yeah, man, that's the tier list. Gohan and Trunks number 1, Rose number 2, Gogeta number 3, Gohan number 4, Gohan and Rose 5, 6, Broly 7, Broly 8, Pan 9, and Legend Super Vegito at number 10. That's the tier list. But yeah, man, that's going to be the end of the video. Let me know in the comment section you guys' thoughts, your opinion on my tier list. Did you agree with me? Did you disagree with me? Did you mostly agree with me and you disagreed with certain things? Let me know as I do check out the comments. You are entitled to your opinion. Your opinion can be as valid as my opinion, but you could also just have a different experience. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.